Hey everyone, my name is Myiesha and I'm a beauty director here at Sephora, and I'm joined by a special guest and an old friend.
Hi there, I'm Helen Phillips and I am the national artist for Sephora Collection.
So we go way back. You probably, if you go way back on YouTube, you probably see us together all the time. We were on the pro artistry team for many years. We were roommates for a long time.
We were actual roommates.
Yeah, like working roommates. So we know each other pretty well. So we've gone through some changes together, and now we're like a little bit more grown up in different positions. So it's kind of fun to come together again. And we'll be talking about brushes today. Like, my brushes are so precious to me. They're on my renter's insurance. I love my brushes.
I can attest to
I've had
this.
some brushes for like 10, 12, 15 years. So these are going to be sort of like our must-haves. Like, I feel like everyone should have these brushes, or one type or the other.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Totally. Just to at least have one of each category and you'll be so happy. We love these. Yeah. Okay. Let's jump into foundation. I love the new Sephora Collection Pro Foundation 64. It's just such a good brush. It's almost like it looks like a stippling brush, but really I like to use it in like crosshatch motions.
I like the improvements because I used the 64 before it was redone. And my only thing that I was like, oh, I wish it was synthetic, because I have to clean it every single time I use it, because it does get a little bit wet, but it blends foundation beautifully. It
blends foundation so well. It really gives you like medium to even full coverage. Yeah. It's amazing if you have any sort of like texture in your skin. It makes everything look really smooth. It is my go-to brush for anybody who, has textured skin. I love it. And as you said, all these brushes are now synthetic, which is awesome. I think that sometimes the concern about synthetic, we were talking about it earlier, is that they maybe won't pick up product as well, but I think you'll find with these brushes, they pick up product flawlessly. What we really worked on was making sure that anything that we replaced, those hairs, the synthetic hairs, mimic what the natural hair would look like. So each fiber will really pick up product like the natural hair would.
The Sephora Collection team actually invited the beauty directors to test some of the brushes, and it was just really eye-opening to be in the meeting to see all the synthetic fibers. Some of them are kind of frizzy. They kind of actually remind me of my hair, because my hair, you could just throw something at my hair and it just like picks it up. Yeah. So I feel like textured, the fibers like help it pick up product. So it's really cool how much work went into choosing the different fibers for the brushes.
Exactly. And even like what went into choosing how they look on the top, if they needed to be all black. I love how chic this looks. I think like the all black is really cool. And the ferrule is shorter, which is really great. So I think you have more control that way. They're just more user-friendly. Let's jump in. Number 56 is the other must-have brush. This is, I think, an absolute favorite in store. Every single person I know uses this brush. It's pretty much like their one and only. It's amazing. I can show you how to use it. It's really great. So you can do like buffing motions. Honestly, this brush is very versatile. I like to do it in more of like the down painterly motions. It just gives great coverage right away, and it's amazing. If you have dry skin or any sort of redness maybe in the center of your face, it gives really good coverage and it kind of smooths everything out. So I really love that brush.
Yeah, it's a good one. Like sometimes I'll pare down my brushes from like the 100 I carry to like 10. Yeah. And this is always involved because you can apply bronzer with this. It's really nice to contour because it's nice and short and stubby, but it still like glides really nicely.
It applies powder pretty well, so if you wear like a powder foundation for touch-ups, it's like firm enough that it will pick up the product. So I love it for touch-ups too. It's kind of an all-in-one amazing brush. It goes really well with powders as well as liquids and creams,
moisturizers, and then full coverage. It's a good do-it-all. Yeah,
I use this for my like cream blushes a lot. I love it. So that's my go-to.
So our next one is concealer. So this is like, if you've been in a Sephora at all in the last like 10 years, you've seen this brush for sure. Like, whether you've gotten your makeup done or someone has shown it to you as their favorite brush, this is like, this like needs a like nickname because it's so popular. So this is the Sephora Collection Pro Concealer number 57. I personally use it under my eyes. I don't really like to wear a lot of concealer under my eyes. I wear a full coverage foundation on camera, but under my eyes, I just like to like smooth everything over. It's really great for cleanup when your eyeshadow falls down. I kind of use it to sort of clean up and like sweep away or kind of create a nice little shape. You can kind of like hold it perpendicular and like dot blemishes with the concealer. It works really well for that. Sometimes I'll put I have big old eyelids, so I'll put my eye primer on with it.
Maybe if you don't have
a big old eyelid, it won't work for that. But I just find it really nice. Or if you're someone who likes precision contour, you can use this to like precisely contour. I'll use a big
I feel like the same thing goes for
that,
highlighting. Like you can do precision highlighting. I feel like just where you need like on the very highest point of your cheekbone, it's great for that.
Yeah, so you can use this for a lot of things. I have a couple in my makeup kit and in my personal brushes because I find that I keep one clean for like highlighter and things like that, and then I keep one just complexion that has foundation and concealer in it. So this is definitely something you should look into if you just feel like you're kind of struggling with concealer and things like that. A really great one to have.
Moving on with more complexion things to finish off all of that, we have the number 59 brush. It's amazing. You can do this like pat and roll situation to set your makeup so it doesn't move any of the coverage that you gave yourself, and you can also just dust it on really lightly. It's a great brush. I really love it.
It has this like nice dome shape to it, so sometimes I would like flatten it and put it under the eyes. Like you could do all kinds of things. Or if you're really heavy-handed with bronzer and whatnot, it's really like fluffy versus like really dense. So it kind of like, you know, takes away some of those harsh lines that you may put down when you look at your makeup. So a good one to have for sure. So I have 2 eye brushes. Anytime you see my eyeshadow tutorials or anything I do, I always have these 2 type of eye brushes. So we have the Pro Crease Brush number 19, and then we have the Pro Shadow Brush number 15. So crease brush, it's a must-have. You have to have a crease brush. There's no way you're gonna blend your shadow to your satisfaction without having some type of crease brush. Or if you're someone that likes that like wash of color, just really sheer, you can actually lay down your main color with this too, just because it's so fluffy and so nice. And I actually like this for concealer because I just like to pinpoint concealer, or like if you are putting powder on to set your concealer, this is a really great brush too. So this is one I would recommend also, like if you don't have multiples of the number 57, then you can get multiples of this one and just kind of use it for different areas on the face. Also really nice to contour the nose if you're into that, because it's longer bristles. So you won't get stripes on your face. You just get like, you know, training wheels to pull back a little bit and not put so much makeup on. And then this little one right here, this is David's number 15 brush, his fave brush, because you can do so much with it. I
have a tiny eyelid.
So. It's like, I would call it my favorite, but I just feel like it's a default. Like it's a non-negotiable. So like, it's not necessarily that I need to call it out. You just have to have an eyeshadow brush. It has this really nice shape to it where it's kind of flat if you turn it this way, but then it has this perfect little width. Most people's eyelids are that width, so it fits perfectly. You can use it underneath the eye. Like it's a really nice brush to have to lay down your shadow. When you have something really fluffy like this, it blends really nicely. But if you're trying to lay down a pigmented shadow with something fluffy like that, you might do it, but you're gonna, you know, be there a while. So you want something flat and really, really dense. Like we have some shadow here. I'm going to put down a little primer as a base. And you can just pick up things really nicely. Ooh, what should we do? We have some Sephora collection here. Let's do this sagey green color. So you can swipe. You can see pretty. Like with the aid of that concealer underneath, I can do that. If you didn't have a ton of concealer, I would press. I feel like pressing is my go-to because
you don't get fallout with this guy. It's like a dense bristle, so you really get the pigment payoff that you're looking for. I just really love. I love this brush.
Yeah, you can use just the side of it to do some like good blending. Like I do a lot of under smoke because I love dark circles.
Fall.
I give myself dark circles because I just love that. So I always use this brush to kind of go underneath my eye and just kind of give myself a nice little smoke.
So pretty.
I love that. Versatile.
Really good one. I love that crease brush too. If you are like in a pinch, it's great for like setting too. So you can use like a little bit of the Beauty Amplifier, like a pressed setting powder, and just kind of set right strategically underneath where you have a lot more concealer and you just really need to press on some setting powder so it doesn't move. I love that. I feel like the other really cool thing is the new packaging. So they have the picture of the brush on the outside so you can see what you're buying. But then on the side, they also have like what you can use it with. So what formulas it's best with. So like this brush is best with powders, and then it kind of tells you what's the best way to use it. So it says targeted setting and blending and how to use. So it tells you like the technique that we like. The other thing that's really cool is on it, it says that they've been developed responsibly, and the paper of the packaging and the wood on the handle are made from sustainably managed forests, which is really cool.
Yeah, so that was really fun.
I loved it. Thank you for having having me.
Of course. Anytime we can have Helen in the studio is always a really good time. It's like a family reunion. So if you have any questions about the brushes we talked about, or maybe some that we didn't mention, because there's a whole collection to remember, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. And if you have any suggestions maybe for like more videos or some tips and tricks, you want Helen to be back, she's so cute, you can go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any of our content. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.